My secret love story began 2 years ago. It started with a business partnership. I was the head of the marketing department, and he was the untouchable real estate tycoon. For 2 years, I had a crush on him, but I never dared to confess. When our contract ended, I thought my feelings might fade, since we'd never see each other again. Oh, how wrong I was. I still couldn't get him out of my mind. Then Christmas Eve arrived, and it brought more than snow.
Welcome to StellaKMary channel, your escape to a BL world that makes your heart flutter. Before the story begins, remember to like the video and subscribe for more stories that are waiting for you. Now, let's get started.
I stare at the pink mistletoe margaritas the bartender sets in front of me, its sweetness doing nothing to lift the heaviness in my chest. The bar is quieter than usual, which isn't surprising, considering it's Christmas Eve. Most people are either heading back to their hometowns for family gatherings or are already wrapped in the warmth of holiday dinners, heaters humming, and laughter echoing around them. Family. The word hits me like a punch. I've never had one. How I wish I did. Luca. A deep voice cuts clean through my spiral of self-pity. The familiar voice rolls over me like dark silk, low and resonant. I'm used to hearing his confident and controlled tone. But tonight, the way he calls my name, I sense something shifts. The confidence is still there, but there is a quiet softness, a subtle warmth pull that feels almost like yearning, a hint of something passionate. It's something he only let slip in the office a few times, curls beneath his words. My heart jumps. I don't need to turn around to see who it belongs to. My ears recognize it before my eyes do. Still, I swallow hard and force myself to look. Alexander Rockford, CEO of Rockford Corporation, the real estate tycoon that owns practically 80% of the city's skyline. Not only do his buildings dominate the horizon, but he himself dominates the people's hearts. His face is everywhere. Billboards, magazines, television screens. He just won the city's Best CEO award for the third consecutive year, which means every business magazine still has his handsome face on its cover for 3 years in a row. And have I mentioned I own every single magazine issue featuring him? If I haven't admitted it before, well, the truth is out now. Here is a little secret. I've been having a crush on him for 2 years, but I never dare to let it show. Not just because he's out of my league. Not just because he's the city's golden alpha, but because he is my boss. Oh wait, let me repeat that. He was my boss. It all began 2 years ago when the company I worked for signed a major contract with his corporation to handle marketing for one of his luxury real estate projects. As the head of the marketing department, I oversaw the campaign, managing strategy, coordinating events, and ensuring that every promotional effort aligned perfectly with our brand's image. Because it was such a high-profile project, both of us have meetings quite frequently. Every week, I would present updates on marketing progress, discuss target demographics, review visual concepts, and get approvals on every advertisement. There were times that we would also go to the building site to gather information and brainstorm ways to showcase it to investors. Other times, it was strategy sessions in his office, late-night calls to finalize last-minute campaign tweaks, or coordinating press events where we had to appear as a united front. Working so closely under him, I became familiar with every facet of his professional world, and inadvertently with him. His sharp eyes, commanding presence, and the subtle charm he carried with him at every meeting left an impression I couldn't ignore. Before I even realized it, I developed feelings for him. What I felt for him was more than just respect. My heart ached for him, for the man behind the title, for the warmth and depth I hadn't expected to find in him. Our contract officially ended a month ago, so we haven't seen each other since. But despite the absence, his face, his voice, and the way he commanded a room remain vividly etched in my memory, refusing to fade with time. I never imagined I'd get another chance to see him. And yet, here he is on Christmas Eve, in this quiet bar, so close that my chest feels too tight and my mind can't keep up with what to do or say. "Luca?" His deep voice snaps me out of my thoughts. "Mr. Rock, Ford," I stutter. Why am I stuttering? I'm the head of the marketing department. Talking is my entire personality. There isn't a day that goes by without talking. Yet the moment my ex-boss/crush shows up dressed casually instead of in his usual designer suit that costs 3 times my salary, I just can't find words to speak. It feels like my brain has taken a vacation as my eyes can't help but roam over the black cashmere turtleneck that perfectly hugs his broad shoulders and chest, paired with tailored charcoal trousers. He looks so different in this casual outfit than in his usual sharp suits. Yet he is no less breathtaking. His face is the kind that stops you mid-breath. Strong, defined cheekbones cast subtle shadows in the dim light, and a sharp jawline that promises both strength and control. His lips are full and perfectly shaped, capable of commanding. And no, I do not fantasize about him commanding me to say his name while I come with him on top of me. No, Luca. I scold myself at the back of my head. You can't think about unholy thoughts like this. What are you doing here, sir? I ask, desperately trying to distract myself from losing my mind over his ridiculous level of handsomeness. But my voice comes out so strange that I want to slap myself. If I'd sounded like this during my interview, I would have been employed to this day. He raises an eyebrow, as if my question is the dumbest thing he's heard all year. And honestly, he's not wrong. What does someone come to a bar for? To watch the sunset? Obviously not. It's for a drink. Luca, get it together. I suppress the urge to facepalm myself. I came here for a drink, he says, lifting a sleek glass of amber whiskey on the rocks, the ice clinking softly against the glass as it catches the dim bar light. Yes, haha. Of course, a drink. I force out a laugh that sounds like I'm suffering from some kind of internal injury. Well, my pride as the head of the marketing department is injured. My conversational skills have clearly taken the night off, just like the rest of the employees on Christmas Eve. His gaze shifts to the empty stool beside me. "Is that seat taken?" he asks. "Oh no, it's empty. You can sit." I stop myself. Why would he sit here? A powerful, rich alpha like him would usually book a private room that probably costs more than my annual rent. "Oh, sorry, sir. You have a room. You would never..." I trail off, eyes widening as he smoothly slips onto the stool beside me. "You've already given me permission to sit here," he says, his tone more like a statement than a question. I nod, too flustered to form words. My heart pounds against my chest, threatening to leap out as the intoxicating scent of cedarwood and rich earth envelops me. I've been alone with him before, but it is different. Before, it was all boss and employee, handing him documents for signatures, passing by in the office, sitting in the room for a meeting. But tonight, his presence makes heat crawl up the back of my neck. At the office, it's easy to wear a mask, to hide my feelings behind professionalism. Here, it is hard to pretend when the matter of the heart outweighs all else. We sit side by side in silence for nearly 10 minutes, the quiet stretching awkwardly between us. I fidget, debating whether or not to start a conversation. Talking is my job, but all my words have vanished. I don't know what to say, so instead of letting my mouth speak, I let my eyes take over, making it wander over the lines of his striking face. My eyes trace the chiseled line of his jaw before moving upward toward his lips. Oh, his full, perfectly shaped, seductive lips that almost dared me to press mine on them. My mind flashes a random, impossible thought. Would they taste like the whiskey in his glass? My eyes move upward, following the straight, sharp line of his nose, sculpted as if deliberately perfect. When my gaze drifts upward, I suck in a breath sharply as I realize his amber eyes are locked on me. Almond-shaped, bright, intense, burning with a heat that makes it impossible to look away. There's a quiet, unspoken power there, the authority of an alpha, but also something softer, something dangerously alluring, reserved only for those he chooses to see. I gulp, trying to think of something, anything, to say, to distract him from catching me staring at him, even though I know it is already too late. But he beats me to it. Why are you spending Christmas Eve alone, while everyone else is with their family or wrapped in the arms of someone they love? He asks, his amber eyes fixed on me. He's always been like this. Honest, direct, never one to dance around the question. I look down at the drink in my hand, not wanting him to see the sorrow in my eyes. Having grown up in an orphanage since I was 1 year old, I have no memory of my parents or family. I've attempted a few relationships over the years, but none of them ever lasted. I have neither a family nor a loved one, Mr. Rockford. Alex, he corrects, curt but soft. I snap my head up so fast I fear a whiplash. What? My eyes widened in surprise. Call me Alex, he repeats. I swallow hard, not believing my ears. But sir, it isn't appropriate. What makes it inappropriate? His tone is calm. This isn't the office, Luca. Besides, we're no longer boss and employee. Here, we're just two lonely souls with no one to be with on Christmas Eve. A pang twists in my heart. It's true. Alexander Rockford, powerful, untouchable, has never once been seen with an Omega outside of a business meeting. His life has always been controlled, structured, and lonely. His parents died in a car accident when he was 18, back when he was studying abroad in England. He was forced to return to take over the company, leaving little room for anything, or anyone except his company. What do you mean, sir? Surely an alpha of your power can have any Omega you want, I managed to say, even though deep down I know he's alone. 2 years working with him, seeing the long nights at the office, the way he never socialized beyond what business required, and the way he was never seen in public with any Omega, made that clear. Yes, I still kept track of his news, even the tabloids, during the month we were apart. He isn't in a relationship. But still, I will not know if he is married in secret, won't I? The thought of him getting married punches the air out of my lungs. I told you, didn't I? I'm just a lonely soul, Alexander repeats. A rush of joy bubbles up inside me when he confirms he's single. You know what, Luca? He continues, a bitter edge in his voice. CEO Alpha Rockford could have anyone he wants. Omega, Beta, Alpha, it wouldn't matter. He pauses, letting out a short laugh, one with no real humor in it. But Alexander can't find anyone, not a single person. When people look at me, they don't actually see me, he says quietly. They see power, wealth, and a title that the public gives me. It's hard to find someone who looks past all of that and sees the real me. Just me, and not the image the world has painted. He sighs softly and looks to the side, breaking eye contact. He lifts his glass of whiskey to his lips and sips, trying to mask the sadness in his eyes. But I catch it. That look in his eyes is something I've only caught glimpses of before when there were only two of us. Those late nights in the office, when exhaustion loosened his guard just long enough for vulnerability to slip through. Still, he'd always pull the mask back on quickly, rebuilding his walls in an instant. But tonight, he doesn't care to hide it. He lets the sorrow linger, unshielded, and it sends a painful squeeze through my chest, breaking through the professionalism and distance I've spent years constructing, exposing every feeling I swore I'd keep hidden. That isn't true, Alex, I say, startled by how easily his name slips from my lips. Not everyone sees you for your wealth or your title. You'll find someone who loves the real you, the true you, someone who wants you. As if pulled by instinct, I reach for his free hand that is resting on the bar. My fingers lightly cover his. Warm, firm, real. I hold on gently, hoping it comforts him. Someone like me, I add silently, having no courage to speak it out loud. He turns to face me, setting his glass of whiskey aside. He gently squeezes my hand. Then slowly, he turns his hand over, letting his palm envelope my tiny hands. Our eyes remain locked. In that moment, the noise, the lights, the crowd, all of it fades, leaving only him and me as if the whole bar has dissolved around us. His amber eyes fixated on mine, warm, intense, searching me as if he's trying to see every hidden truth I've ever buried. His scent, cedarwood and rich earth, wraps around me, stirring my Omega instinct, making me want to confess everything I've kept hidden. But I fight back. I can't do this. I can't risk ruining whatever fragile bond we have right now. What if he doesn't feel the way I do? What if I misread all of this? What if he's only opening up because he's tipsy? What if he accidentally just loosened the guard he always keeps so high? I can't take advantage of him, not like this. But then his lips part slightly, and what he says next makes every muscle in my body tense. You mean someone like you, he says. It isn't a question. It's a statement. I freeze, eyes widening, breath catching in my throat. My heart slams against my chest so hard it hurts. Did he know? Did he somehow see through every careful wall I built? Did he catch all those stolen glances? The words crumble on my tongue. Panic flickers through me, and I yank my hand back as if burned. But he is faster. His fingers wrap around my wrist firm enough to stop me, but gentle enough to not leave a bruise. His grip is strong, but in contrast, his eyes are soft, pleading with a silent request. Please don't run. And just like that, The fight drains out of me. I stop pulling away. I stop resisting. Once I stop struggling, he continues. 2 years, Luca. His voice is low. 2 years I've watched you. For 2 years I've been forbidding myself from crossing the line. But I can't do it anymore. He leans in, and I can feel his breath brushing against my cheek. All those times, you were genuine. You never looked at me with greed or ambition, just quiet affection. His eyes soften, full of a longing I've never seen so clearly. I tried to push my feelings away. I tried to stay professional, but when the contract ended and you weren't there anymore, he swallows, voice breaking slightly. My heart felt like something was missing. I regret not telling you about my feelings sooner. So, you know? I whisper, my words barely cutting through the music the DJ just cranked up, matching the heat and tension building between us. Of course I know, he says softly, eyes never leaving mine. I know my own heart, and I know yours, but we've both tried to hide it, deny it, for far too long. We were afraid of office protocol and the whispers that would follow if anyone ever found out. But I can't anymore. I can't ignore the way my heart aches whenever you're near, and the way it aches, longing for you. During that month you weren't here. His voice trembles just slightly. His free hand cups the side of my face, and his thumb sweeps gently across my cheek, brushing away a tear I didn't even realize had fallen. Hearing him finally confess, seeing the vulnerability in his eyes, it's like the world has shifted just for me. I feel a warmth creeping through me, spreading from my chest to my fingertips, making me tremble. I'm dizzy with disbelief, happiness, and a sweetness that leaves my head spinning. Every suppressed feeling, every quiet hope I tucked away, blooms all at once. The man I've admired, longed for, and feared to approach is sitting right here, giving me permission to feel the same. I think back to every Christmas wish I made over the past 2 years, how I never asked for gifts or miracles. All I ever wished for was him, just him. And now, as he sits right next to me on this quiet Christmas Eve, looking at me like I'm the missing piece he's been longing for, the only one who could fill the emptiness he's carried, I feel like that long-kept wish has finally come true. He's here. He's real. He's finally mine. Thank you, I whisper, swallowing the lump rising in my throat. I place my free hand on top of his hand that is still resting on my cheek, letting the warmth of his skin confirm that he is really here in flesh and blood and not just my imagination. Thank you for feeling the same. I've been in love with you for so long, but I never dared to say it. You were my boss. I didn't want to add another weight onto your shoulders. You already carried so much. I didn't want to become another burden in your life. Shh, he murmurs, brushing his thumb across my cheek as his other hand cups my jaw, locking my gaze to his. Luca, you are anything but a burden. Meeting you made me feel alive again. Before you, I was just functioning, existing. But with you, I lived. I never thought I could live again after the death of my parents. Until I meet you. His voice cracks. You're so precious. You're precious to me, Luca. And I'm sorry that I wasn't brave enough to tell you about my feelings earlier. I just hope you don't think it's too late. I know I'm a coward. No, I interrupt softly but firmly. Never. You're not a coward. Back then, confessing would have only complicated everything. But now, I smile up at him, heart racing. Now it's the perfect timing. We're no longer boss and employee. There's nothing left to hide. Nothing holding us back. We can finally be honest. We can finally choose each other. Something warm blooms in his expression. Affection, hope, desire blending into one. You're right, he breathes, leaning closer until his warmth surrounds me. Tonight, I'm not your boss, and you're not my employee. A soft smile curves on his lips. We're just two people who've wanted each other for far too long. His forehead touches mine. And you have no idea how much I want you. How I want to taste your lips. How I don't wait. I can't anymore. Not when I've been holding back for 2 years already. I close the distance between us. Our lips meet, tentative at first, savoring the moment we've both longed for, then urgent, desperate, hungry, spilling over with the 2 years of suppressed feelings that have been quietly torturing us. Every longing, every ache, every stolen glance finally finds its place in that kiss. Tears flow down my cheeks like a broken dam, hot and salty, blending with the sweetness of the moment. The world outside ceases to exist. There's no office, no rules, no hierarchy. There's only him, only me, and the electric, overwhelming joy of finally letting our hearts speak freely. When we both break apart, breathe in hard, we put our foreheads together and laugh. Just laugh. It is like we have finally taken the burden off our chest, and we're feeling relieved. Finally, Alex murmurs softly, pecking my lips. I've wanted you for so damn long. I've wanted to taste you, and now I finally get to do it. Then, taste me more, I murmur, my breath quick and uneven, still buzzing from the fire of our kiss. Luca, you should know what you're asking for, Alex warns me gently. I know what I'm asking for, I reassure him. Take me, Alex. Make me yours, body, heart, and soul. Make me whole again when I've been feeling empty for too long. I say, not sure where all the courage comes from. All I know is that I am only conveying what my heart wants to say. Are you sure about this? He asks softly, his eyes searching mine with a mix of longing and restraint. I don't want you to feel rushed just because it's what I want. No. I shake my head, meeting his gaze without wavering. It's not just about what you want. It's what I want too. More than you realize. I swallow, heat rising to my cheeks as the words spill out. Do you know? I stare at your magazine covers on my wall every night when I lie in bed and wonder if I'll ever open my eyes one morning and see your face beside me instead. He leans back just enough to study me properly, eyes narrowing in a teasing way. Hold on. You actually have pictures of me? Plenty, I say, grinning. I've got your face plastered everywhere in my room, like you're some kind of celebrity. Is that so? He murmurs, amusement dancing in his eyes. You really love me that much? You never know how much I love you. I place my hand at the back of his head, curling my fingers into his hair and pulling him back toward me. What about you? How much do you love me? A low chuckle rises from his chest, the kind that vibrates through me. Actions speak louder than words, my little Omega. His breath brushes my lips as he leans in closer. If you'll let me, I'll show you exactly how much I love you. Then show me, I challenge him. He groans, slipping off the stools, and before I can react, he scoops me up in his arms. I shriek, heart pounding, as he carries me effortlessly toward the private room perched at the top of the VIP club. Of course, a powerful alpha like him always has a room reserved. Once we're inside the elevator, our lips meet again in a heated kiss. Even when the door opens and we walk out, we still don't break our kiss. I wrap my arms around his neck as he fumbles for the keycard, stumbling slightly but never letting me go. The door clicks open, and he kicks it shut behind us. He leads me to the bed, and we tumble onto it. With our bodies pressed together, every touch and movement speaks the same unspoken truth. Tonight, between us, there is no hierarchy. No power, no fear, just desire, just longing. Just two hearts finally colliding. Epilogue. I wake up to warmth, despite the snow falling heavily outside the window. And no, the warmth isn't from a heater, but from the heat wrapped around me. I tilt my head back and find Alex's face, serene in sleep, his arm draped around my bare waist underneath the blanket. My chest tightens with something tender, and a soft smile spreads across my face as memories of last night rush back. We had planned to be together in the VIP room at the bar, but just as things were about to escalate, Alex stopped and said in a gentle but firm tone, "Our first time, it shouldn't be here." He had taken my hand, guiding me to his car, and driven me to his penthouse. That explains how I woke up this morning in his arms, in his home. From afar, the faint Christmas music drifts through the room, making my smile widen. This Christmas is unlike any other. This Christmas, I woke up in the arms of the person I love. "Thank you," I whisper and steal a kiss on his chin, careful not to wake him. I carefully slip out of his arm, grab the bathrobe on the floor, and head to the kitchen to put on a cup of coffee. I brew a pot of pumpkin spice coffee and pour myself a cup. I carry the steaming mug in my hands before heading to the floor-to-ceiling window in the living room. My eyes linger on the Christmas tree to my left, its lights flickering gently, then wander to the street below. Once crowded with life, the street is now quiet since people are inside with their families on this Christmas day. I open the window and step out, letting the cold air brush against me, ignoring the chill. I take a slow sip of coffee, closing my eyes to savor the comforting warmth against the crisp winter air. Just then, a coat drapes over my shoulders, followed by warm hands encircling me from behind, resting around my waist. I don't need to turn to know who it is. This scent of cedarwood and rich earth never fails to make my heart skip a beat. "Darling, why are you standing by the open window dressed like this?" "You'll catch a cold," Alex murmurs, his lips brushing the shell of my ear in an affectionate, tender kiss. "What are you thinking about?" I open my eyes and press myself closer against his chest, listening to the slow, steady beat of his breath as if it were keeping my heart in time. Just thinking about how my wish came true. I wanted to spend it with you, and somehow, destiny brought us together on Christmas Eve. And now, here we are. You'll get to spend Christmas with me forever to come, Luca. His voice is low, steady, and full of certainty. I don't want this to be just for tonight, or just for this Christmas. I want every Christmas, every morning, every moment, with you. Alex? I spin around to face him, eyes wide, breath hitching. My heart is pounding against my chest, wondering if he really means what I think he means. You may think this is fast, but think about it. We've known each other for 2 years. We've shared the same feelings all along, even if we never showed them. All those quiet moments, all those stolen glances, all the times our hearts spoke when our lips didn't. It was all leading to this. He slowly gets down to one knee, his amber eyes shimmering with hope and longing. In his hand, He holds a velvet box, which I have no idea where or when he got it. He opens it to reveal a breathtaking 4-carat ruby ring, the deep red stone glowing like a heart set aflame. Its intricate setting catches the twinkle of the Christmas tree lights, sparkling brilliantly, a perfect symbol of passion, love, and the promise of forever. He takes a steadying breath and says, "Luca, I've kept you waiting long enough. I don't want you to wait any longer. Will you be mine? Truly mine? Forever? I want to wake up beside you every morning, share every laugh, every dream, every quiet night. I want you with me always." Tears prick at the corners of my eyes as I look at the ring, then at him. The man I've longed for, loved, and dreamed of being with. Yes, Alex, yes, I'll be yours, truly, completely, forever. As he slips the ring onto my finger, I pull him up to his feet, and our lips meet in a kiss that says everything: passion, relief, promise, and pure love. Around us, the twinkling lights of the Christmas tree glow softly, the world outside silent in snow. But inside, it feels like the warmest, most magical Christmas anyone could ever have. The end.
Thank you for listening to the love story of Luca and Alex, where a holiday crush turned into a beautiful romance. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with someone who is looking for a heartwarming Christmas story this holiday season. See you in the next story.